Hey friends, welcome to the vid. It's lovely to have you here. And in this video, I'm going to talk about why drinking coffee is going to actually help you recover from a DPDR. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Dan and I help people recover from DPDR and anxiety using either one-on-one coaching or the Freedom course. And if you are a subscriber, then welcome back. This might sound completely counterproductive to say drink coffee to recover from DPDR. And I'm willing to bet that if you were a coffee drinker before you fell into this, you've probably stopped drinking it now. In fact, a lot of the people I chat to and a lot of the people I coach and help, they say to me things like, I've cut out coffee and I've cut out caffeine. Then we have a bit of a conversation about why that might not be a good idea. And I'm going to have a similar conversation with you now about why cutting out caffeine isn't actually going to really help you. Before I fell into DPDR, I used to drink coffee pretty much every day. And then as soon as I fell into it, I noticed that whenever I had coffee, it would just make me more anxious and it would just make me more panicked. It would make me more anxious when the caffeine started to hit me. And then also it would make me feel weird and anxious when the caffeine started to wear off and go, and I could feel my energy getting low, and then I'd be worried and just all this stuff going on in my mind. And it got to a point where I sort of basically had to say to myself, all right, I'm not going to have caffeine anymore. And so I completely cut it out. The thing is, though, is that I started to look at my recovery in a different way, and I started to drink coffee again. And you know what? I felt freaking anxious when I had it, and it would just make my DPDR so much worse. And I would be on the verge of having a panic attack from having that coffee. And I also felt awful again when the coffee started to wear off. But eventually, I got through it, I recovered, and now I sometimes have 3 coffees in a day. I don't know how healthy that is, but now I'm completely recovered. I don't have any symptoms, and I just drink coffee whenever I want to. So the reason that you should drink coffee if you're going through DPDR, if you used to drink coffee before this actually happened, is because you need to keep living your life as if you didn't have the DPDR. As soon as you start changing things and cutting things out, what you're doing is you're telling yourself that I'm anxious, I need to be anxious, this thing is gonna make me anxious, I don't wanna be anxious. You're constantly reminding yourself of the anxiety and of the DPDR, and you're constantly fighting it, and fighting it is a battle that you're not gonna win. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, why would you want to go out and intentionally make yourself more anxious? I'm not saying that you should go out and look for ways to be anxious. What I'm saying is that you should continue your normal routine regardless of what anxiety is there or not. And if the coffee is part of your routine, then keep doing it. When you stick to your normal routine, you're constantly sending the message to your subconscious and your brain that things are okay. There is actually nothing to be afraid of. And what that does over time is it starts to reduce your anxiety. It starts to let you see the world for what it is, which is actually the good and the bad. Because right now you're seeing it as just a massive, horrible storm of anxiousness and being scared. The world's not actually like that. It's actually quite normal. And if you look at your day objectively, there's probably a lot of good things that actually happened. And there's probably a lot of things that you can be thankful for in your life at the moment, but it just might not feel like that because you're so overwhelmed. So to get that feeling back of normality and to start to calm down, you continue your life no matter what it is you were doing before, you continue doing that now. And trust me, this works. It worked with me, and it's worked with hundreds of people that I've helped recover. And you know what? Once they do start to do this, once the people I'm coaching and the people doing the Freedom course, once they do realize that they just stick with their normal routine, then they start to see results a lot quicker than what they think. And not only that, they realize through experience of actually going through it that it's not actually as bad as what they think. Because that's another thing with anxiety, is that you're thinking in the future of negative things that aren't actually going to happen. You're thinking that it's worse than it is. It's magnifying everything. But once you actually go through it, it's not as bad. And you're like, what was I even worrying about? And so do yourself a favor and do your best to get back to the schedule that you were on before. I know this can sound easier said than done, and perhaps it's a little bit tricky for you to navigate right now. So if you do want help from me to help you with your DPDR recovery, then reach out to me. All the links are in the description of this video and in a pinned comment. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.